What's up, guys, and welcome to episode big number 10, episode 10. Oh,
Let's go. Go ahead. I don't know why. It's that same that web like
I hate that. The ESPN joint. Great start. We're off to a. It's all good. I can cut this out one later. But what's up, guys, and welcome to episode 10 of the Chris and Tim podcast. We have another great one for you guys today. How you doing today, Chris?
Doing good. How you doing?
Not too bad. I just want to mention, I've been getting really into these rock climbing videos. Have you ever heard of this Alex Honnold? He was on the Pat McAfee show.
I have never heard of him.
Yeah, there's these crazy dudes. It's called free soloing, where you climb up a mountain with no ropes, no nothing, no harness. It's just you, boots, and a chalk bag, and they're literally scaling these mountains. Anyway, they're crazy things to look into if you guys are interested. But anyway, all right, let's see if TheTimsSportsTalk did it announce that we went live. It did not. I'll announce it real quick. Anyway, all right. So now, any Hooters, let us get into it. All right, let's start with the big news of the week. The big trade between Miami, San Francisco, and the Philadelphia Eagles. It was 2 trades, but they happened the same day. So the first trade was Miami traded the number 3 pick to the Niners. So the Niners went up to go get their guy, assumedly. For the number 12 pick, a 3rd-round pick this year, a 1st-round pick next year, and the following year. So you could look at it as 2 firsts, a 3rd, and a pick swap, or 3 firsts and a 3rd, however you want to look at it. They moved back to 12 for Miami. Then Miami traded back up to number 6 for the number 6 pick and 156 from the Eagles. And Miami then traded the number 12, 123rd, the 4th-round pick, and a 1st-round pick next year. So Miami is looking to trade back and still get their guy. What'd you think about the trade?
Miami did a phenomenal job. Miami, their organization, class 1, first class.
Mm-hmm.
The picks that they was able to get, just to move back, still get their guy, add more draft capital. Great for Miami. Great for the Niners, depending on if it's not Mac Jones or not. That's interesting. But I think the Eagles, I don't know how much draft capital they added by trading back, but I think where they stood was they didn't want to be in that situation where we got to draft the quarterback at 6.
Yeah.
And the owner already said that he don't want them drafting the quarterback. So it made sense to move back to 12, get your receivers still, add some draft capital, and build your offense that way. So I think everybody won, but I think the Dolphins won clearly.
Yeah, so
clear. I don't think it was close.
I look at it this way. Would you trade a 1st-round pick next year, a 4th-round pick, and the 12th pick for Kyle Pitts and a 5th-round pick? Like if you were going to get Kyle Pitts and a 5th-round pick, would you trade?
Who's the team?
Huh?
Who's the team?
The Eagles. You may lose Zach Ertz. I feel like the Eagles lost this trade because they could have had Kyle Pitts or a Jamar Chase if they wanted him. Now, who are they going to get at 12? They moved pretty far back.
There was no shot they get Jamar.
Well, they were going to get one of them.
They would have got Devontae, but they wouldn't have got Jamar.
Well, I'm saying they would have got either Pitts or Chase.
Probably, I don't think Pitts leads the top 5.
Okay, well, that means 3 quarterbacks in the first 3 picks. Atlanta, Pitts, excuse me, and then Cincinnati, Chase, and then they still get Penei Sewell. So they either would have gotten Penei Sewell, Jamar Chase, or Kyle Pitts.
They do need Sewell. I don't think Bengals pass up on Sewell.
That's fine. Then I get Chase, or then I get Pitts. Whoever Atlanta doesn't get, I get the other.
The Dolphins are still at 3.
Well, the Dolphins moved back on a whole separate trade. Well, I guess you're saying that they wouldn't have moved back.
They wouldn't move back if they couldn't get back at 6.
So they wouldn't have gotten
They would have just stayed where they was and took Chase if that was the point, or just took Pitts. Then
So
they
you're
probably
saying,
could've got
okay, so
Chase
you're
that way,
saying,
maybe.
all right, so they wouldn't have gotten Pitts or Chase, Jamar Chase, if Miami stayed, because you're
Yeah,
saying
they
that
probably
Atlanta.
wouldn't, because I think Atlanta, from the looks of things, how they're structured right now, they're saying now that Matt Ryan's contract is restructured, they almost can't draft a quarterback because I think it's like they will have a lot of money in dead cap if they did that,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't move off of him for the next 2 years. So whoever quarterback that they would have, he would be sitting for 2 years. So from their looks at things, they're not going quarterback for number 4. So really it could go to Pitts, Jamar Chase at 4. So you really stuck with Devontae. I mean, Devontae Smith's not bad, but you got Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, so you'll be picking from that range. So
Yeah.
I think they probably want Waddle anyway at 12.
So I see what you're saying, that they probably wouldn't have gotten the guy they wanted at 6. So moving back, I guess, is not the terrible idea. I still don't think that they're definitely the losers in this trade, but how much of a loser to be determined.
I don't know how much draft capital they got out of it.
They got a first-round pick next year, and they swapped a 4th rounder for a 5th rounder. Or so they got the 4th. So they swapped a 5th rounder for a 4th.
So they didn't get nothing this year.
They got an earlier pick so they have a 4th round pick instead of a 5th. They didn't add a pick, but they moved up.
I mean, they didn't win it this year, but looking into next year, they didn't win it. They didn't win it at all. They came out the short end of the stick.
Right, but Miami is probably going to be a late pick next year. I mean, they're building a squad down there.
I mean, but I'm hearing that Eagles might have 3 first rounders next year. Because I think like Carson.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So they might get that first rounder. So I mean, it'll work out for them in that regard. But this year, I mean,
well, both those picks should be late. Eagles pick should be early, but both the Colts and the Dolphins should pick late.
Bad. So Eagles really might be vowing to tank. If you think about it, like they're probably the worst team in the NFL, realistically. So if Jalen Hurts is not working out, they might just say, you know what, tank it. We got the first overall pick. We got the 2 late picks later on, and so they probably do it that way.
Fair enough. Just wanted to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Bo Eversole, what's up? Assad Moore's here. Richard Motley, what's up, guys? Jairus, glad to see you healthy and back in action. Kind words for Chris. And we will definitely be getting into a lot of this, guys. What you guys are talking about in comments. Talking about staying at 19, talking about the different QBs like Davis Mills in the draft. All of that is on the docket. We're definitely going to get into that stuff. But, yeah, just to wrap this one up, I think Miami crushed it. Niners, to be determined of which quarterback they got. But they're definitely in a very interesting situation where they're kind of in a win now. And they're definitely they sold out for the future. And then I think Eagles comes in 3rd place, but it's not the worst thing in the world. All right, moving on. We have the Seahawks extend wide receiver Tyler Lockett 4 years, 100. Could you imagine? 4 years, $69 million, $17.3 million per year. Chris, you're shaking your head. What's going on over there?
No shot. You don't pay a number 2 receiver $17 million. No. You already don't. This is their problem. You already don't have a defense. Mm-hmm. Your D-line is not very good. Your secondary is not very good. Shaquem Griffin, your best cornerback, has left. Quentin Dunbar has left, so you didn't do anything there. Mm-hmm. Do they have a first-round pick this year? I don't even think they have a first-round pick because they gave it to
Jamal Adams, yeah.
So what was your point of giving him $17 million? I mean, for a number 2?
I guess paying your wide receiver helps your offensive line now, I guess? Like, what do they do?
I mean, is he even a 2?
Oh, he's definitely a 2. Tyler Lockett's legit. Tyler Lockett's a legit receiver.
I'm not saying he's bad at all. I know he's good, but not 17. I'll give him 14, but 17, that's almost what Kenny Galladay got. Mm-hmm. So, no. I mean, what are you doing? You're just digging yourself a hole more in the cap.
I have to, like, there's a board, because I think Tyler Lockett is a legit wide receiver.
He is,
I do.
But not $17 million.
And
if you're number 2.
Well, I'm assuming it's it is an extension.
Yeah.
Right? So this new contract won't hit until next year. And wide receivers, so basically if you're looking at it like he got a contract next season, 17.3 for a wide receiver next year might not be that bad. If it started this year, it would be worse. But next year, what's his name? Cooper Kupp, which I think Tyler Lockett's better than Cooper Kupp. Do you? Cooper Kupp's making like 16. Brandon Cooks is making 17. You know he's better than Brandon Cooks. So he's a great wide receiver, and yeah, technically he's number 2 on that team because they have DK Metcalf, but he's still a fantastic receiver.
Highly overpaid.
Everybody mentioned.
That is overpaid. Brandon Cooks gets 17.
Something like that. 16 and a half, maybe? He's getting
now,
a lot.
He's a slot receiver. No shot.
No shot. Assam Moore saying it's not a bad extension. Eagles are a dumpster fire, he said. Who's corny in my opinion? I don't know. I don't know who corny is. Who's corny? What's up, Lakers? WFT, how's it going? Cap gonna skyrocket. This deal will seem fine in 2 years. Yeah, there's apparently a crazy TV deal that is talking about worth $100 billion with a B. But then there's like one that it actually could go up to $300 billion or something crazy like that. Like, so yeah, it's the cap could go up big time. Get some O-line help to help Russ. Unreal. Yeah, he's a great player. I like Tyler Lockett, but they definitely have some big needs they need to fill, and we'll see. Have they signed a single lineman or like none of note?
They traded for one and they signed one, backup one, but that's it.
Who did they trade for? The Raiders one, actually, now that I think about it?
Gabe Jackson.
Is that from the Raiders?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Some guy named Gabe Jackson.
What up, Protect? How's it going, Protect? DRG finally showed up on the time. What up, DRG? How's it going, everybody? Seahawks don't care about their O-line for some reason. Yeah, I guess because they just expect Russell Wilson to outrun everybody that's chasing him. But yeah, I agree that it seems a little steep, but I don't think it's the worst I've seen because Tyler Lockett is a legit receiver in this league. Yeah, I do like Tyler. All right, here we go. We'll move on to Darnold. Are the Jets killing Sam Darnold's trade value right now? Like, what do you think they're actually going to finally end up getting him? Because they have to go quarterback in first round, right?
They don't have to. Like I say, I was never a Darnold guy, but I get to that other point in the next topic or whatever. But you can't expect this dude to succeed with nothing. His head coach was Adam Gase. He has no 50-year-old Frank Gore. No receivers, no tight ends, no O-line, no defense. What do you expect the man to do? Give the guy some. You draft a quarterback. He's going to end up just like Sam Darnold. You're not going to get anything different. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the same result because you don't have anything. You have all that cap space and signed. Basically, you sign one guy. He's a number 2 receiver, Corey Davis. Everybody else you sign are backups, basically. You didn't try to get into the Kenny Golladay. Mm-hmm. Didn't try to get into the Curtis Samuel, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, all the guys out there. You didn't try to get none of them.
And you had tons of cap space to do it.
Now, Sam Darnold's like, it's no way Sam Darnold has to be traded on draft day or days before the draft. Because otherwise, now I'm bringing in Zach Wilson with Sam Darnold. Now I got a quarterback competition on my hands. Mm-hmm. Now that's not good for either quarterback. Because what if Sam Darnold outdo your second quarterback? So what is he going to do? So now he's just sitting there.
Yep.
So really, I mean, Sam Darnold needs to go now. But the thing is, they're asking for too much in return for Darnold. So now what teams are going to do, we'll wait. And we're going to force you to trade him for nothing. Mm-hmm. That's probably what teams are trying to do. Maybe get him for a third or a fourth. So they're hurting themselves because they're overvaluing it right now. So that's doing them.
I agree. And I don't know what he's going to end up being valued at because I think there's really, there's only 2 reasonable teams they could trade to at this point, and that's us and the Bears. right? Like, because the
Pretty
Panthers,
much.
obviously the Jaguars, the Niners now, like all these teams are in contention for one of the top tier quarterbacks. And then you have the Patriots that need a quarterback, but they're not trading in within the division, so they're not going to trade them. So it's really us and the Bears, and the Bears have no
Pretty
cap
much.
space. I don't know what they would do, and I guess how desperate are they going to get for Sam Darnold? But
They made it stand pat.
it's same with us, depending on who we get in the draft.
I think that's true. But I think maybe we said we're out of it because they're like, well, maybe come draft day, they may be willing to give whatever we willing to give. Maybe they be willing to take that, and we'll just take Darnold. Maybe that's the kind of situation it is. They're just going to play it out because it's no way that you can go into the draft with Darnold on that roster. It's no way.
At least not get through the draft. Even if Darnold's on the draft day.
I don't even think you can trade Darnold during the draft. Somebody might want like Kyle Trask.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like Mills. Some people say they're hyping up Mond.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
there's tons of quarterbacks. You like
exactly.
Sam Ellinger?
And
yeah,
I can
it's
get
crazy.
Those quarterbacks at the pick that I want
mm-hmm.
with a rookie deal, and I don't have to pay him. I don't have to trade you anything.
Yeah, because Sam Darnold's a $10 million cap hit almost, like $9.5 million cap hit.
They're overplaying their hand. They just need to move off. If they don't move off out of draft, they're keeping them. And then at 2, take Kyle Pitts and move on with life.
Oh my goodness!
That's what they should do because I don't see nobody trading.
No, if they're not taking a quarterback, they got to trade out. They got to trade out. They have to do something. I don't know if the Patriots want to make a crazy move. Well, not within. You can't do that within division. So I don't know if we want to make some nutty move.
It's no
Carolina. Carolina.
They can move up to 5.
But what if they want a Zach Wilson?
I'm sure they don't care about that. Because I think about they don't have to move up to 2. I can give up less for 5 because you gotta think the Jets gonna want to haul for number 2. They just not gonna want to swap 2 and 8.
They're gonna own a lot.
They want multiple.
But what about Atlanta?
They can't trade up to them. What Atlanta gonna get them swap?
Yeah, well, swap, and if Atlanta is looking at Zach Wilson instead of Trey Lance, they might say it's worth taking a quarterback now.
They can't do it. Or that quarterback will be sitting for 2 years, and you giving up your draft capital to help build around them. And you already restructured Matt Ryan's contract because you want to go for a title now. So that makes no sense. Because if you're the Panthers, you know what? Let's go trade with the Bengals. They still can get Swill, and they still can get the receiver they want. We can trade up right there, or we can get a quarterback, and the Jets just going to have to sit there.
What if the Atlanta Falcons could do something crazy like this? They trade up to 2 to go get their Zach Wilson, and then they put Matt Ryan on the trade block. Say, come get me.
You can't trade them. That's what I'm telling you. They can't move off them for 2 years. Literally. That's what's been reported.
Well, they can't cut him for 2 years, but they could always trade him.
They can't trade him.
Why is that?
Or I think it's like $40 million against dead cap or some crap like that. So they couldn't move him for the next 2 years because they restructured him. They said something like that.
So because the restructures pushed the money down the road.
Who's going to trade for Matt Ryan?
Who would trade for the Patriots? Might.
No shots.
Patriots may. They have a ton of cap space. They could figure it out.
I think the Bears makes the most sense because they're desperate. They're even more desperate than we are. So the Bears is the only team that I can see like, you know what? Screw it. We don't got a quarterback. Just give it all up for 2. But, I mean, that's the only team that I can think that has the tools to go. I don't see us going up to 2. It just makes no sense. No, heck no. I'm not giving up no ransom. I don't care who the quarterback is.
What if Deshaun Watson gets kicked out of the league and then Houston is in the market for a Matt Ryan?
No way. No way. That'll be terrible if they try to get Matt Ryan.
What do you guys say? Go ahead.
They're really digging themselves a hole right now. They really are.
Jets improved a little. Darnold should have a team before judging. That's true. Yeah, before you can't judge. I still think he has a lot of talent. He's an interesting guy. I just wouldn't want to give a whole bunch because he's worth $10 million right now. You only get him for 2 years with a 5th-year option. And in an extremely deep quarterback draft, I don't think I would want that. Ali Zadi. Sorry if I said that wrong. Ali Zaldi, maybe. What's up? How's it going? Cam's amazing. The Jets probably want to trade down.
Houston don't even got a first-round pick, I believe.
Houston does not have a first-round pick right now, no.
They can't move up to 2.
Do they even have a second-round pick? I don't know what they have.
I don't know. I don't think they have a first or a second this year.
Oh, God, they're so bad.
They can't do it.
Bad. Jets probably want to trade down, but they're incompetent in drafting quality players in the first 3 rounds. I mean, yeah, they're incompetent in a lot of ways. But I like their quarterback. Not the quarterback. The coach signing. I like Robert.
The coach is good.
No, wait. Is his name Robert Saleh? What's his first? Robert Saleh? Yeah, I like him. ProTech. Houston will sell the farm for Zach Wilson. Doesn't have 1 or 2. Ono's here. What's up? Yo. The 49ers forcing their hand. Well, yeah, 49ers are cool with one of the top 3 quarterbacks. Whoever falls, they're happy. I think it'll be Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields has looked great on the film. I think Justin Fields will go number 3.
They always have to go.
What's up, guys? All right. Also, Keelan Cole and Tevin Coleman. Hold on. Jets also added LaMarcus Joyner, Keelan Cole, and Tevin Coleman. I like Tevin Coleman. He just can't stay healthy.
He's a second string running back. I mean,
I think he has talent to be a first stringer, but he just always is hurt. Always.
So if he's always hurt, then he's not going to be on the field. So he's second string quarterback. I mean, on running back.
I hear you, but I'm just saying I think he has the talent. Niners QB. ProTech says Niners want a QB. They get Mac Jones.
Bro, if they moved all the way up to 3 and take Mac Jones, that would be a bust. A bust. It's no way you could take him at 3. It's no way.
I'm crossing my fingers. I hope they do it.
I'm going to cry laughing. I can't wait to draft day.
Yuki will be so mad. Ono says, who we taking at 19? We're going to get into that. We're about to hop into all the QB Pro Days. So we're going to start talking about that. And then the next topic will be the pick 19. What are we going to do? What are we thinking? So stay tuned for that. Plug and play. Who? I don't know. Plug and play. Somebody. All right. Let's go ahead and hop into the QB Pro Days. So Chris has been checking out all the Pro Days. I haven't had time to watch a bunch of them, so apologies for myself. But Chris is going to take us into these stadiums of what was going on in the Pro Days.
I'm not going to spend too much time on each quarterback. We're going to start with Trevor Lawrence, the obvious. Trevor Lawrence Pro Day was, that's how I felt about it. It was okay. It wasn't going to knock your socks off. I think that was more so due to the simple fact that he was going number 1 anyway, so he had nothing to prove. So
Did he even run a 40?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
So, but I was like, okay. Zach Wilson's Pro Day, on the other hand, I've seen a lot of things out of all the Pro Days. You know what? I'll rank that later. But his was top 2 for me. Okay. He was one of the quarterbacks that got the ball out before the receiver turned around.
Okay.
That's the way you're supposed to throw a football. He has good ball placement. He has an arm. He didn't run a 40 because I believe they said he pulled his hamstring or something like that.
Okay.
So he was limited in what he can do. But I like Zach Wilson's Pro Day. I was very impressed with what I seen.
Mm-hmm.
Next Pro Day, Justin Fields, 4'4". Arm strength is ridiculous. Throws great outside the numbers, good on the run. He's still on short throws. He bothers me on short throws.
Okay.
And throwing across the middle, not too impressed with that.
Okay.
But I was happy with his Pro Day overall. Trey Lance, I was disappointed.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. I was watching. They were like, "Oh, look at that." No, his footwork was terrible. Then I like his footwork. He has a cannon.
Oh yes, agreed.
He has a cannon of an arm. He can be accurate, especially on the move. But his footwork is absolutely pathetic, and that will not work on the next level. I did not like Trey Lance's footwork in his Pro Day.
Okay.
And he didn't run a 40 either. So I think that's interesting. The most impressive pro day that I've seen thus far is Mac Jones.
Really?
Mac Jones had a very impressive. I mean, I know his 40 time 43. That's impressive to me because I thought he was going to run like a
5'8",
6 something. But he can throw the ball. He can throw the football. He's fat. He's not fit. I mean, when you watch him, he looked like a stay-at-home dad, a father of four. That's what he looks like. Oh man, he can make all the throws, but I haven't seen him. But once again, that's against open receivers.
Mm-hmm.
He has his throw. I haven't seen a throw where it's like, that was an Aaron Rodgers throw, a Patrick Mahomes kind of throw. Those type, I haven't seen that from him.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as just flinging the football, he was very impressive to me. I actually liked it. And as far as his moving within the pocket and his command of how he was there, his command that he had over everything. I liked that about him. Not saying I would draft him, but I liked it about him.
Okay.
Davis Mills, oh my gosh, impressive 40, but no. He was throwing in the rain, fine. But he was missing some throws. I'm like, throws too early. I mean, overthrows. I just wasn't impressed at all. He had a few I was like, okay. But I was just not impressed with his throwing ability at this pro day. I was highly disappointed.
Okay.
Highly disappointed, especially with everybody overhyping him and things of that nature. Who else did I watch? Kellen Mond. You gave him a bad rap. I gave him a bad rep. After watching his pro day, ran a 4.57, interesting, threw really well. My problem with Mond is, like you said, on tape, you don't necessarily see him go downfield at all. You don't see his arm talent. Maybe that can be due to the offense or lack of talent that they had at receiver, so they didn't probably want to go downfield as much. But what bothers me with Mond is he just looks too small to me. Looks too small. He looks like a high school point guard, not a college point guard. He just looked like if he gets hit, that might be it for him.
He's
That's
like
my
200
problem.
pounds, like right around 200.
And it don't look like it though.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a problem with Mon in that regard. And the last one that I seen is recently Ian Book. Oh my, horrible pro day from what I've seen.
Yeah,
horrible, missing throws, overthrow. I mean, footwork off. I mean, Ian Book. I don't want to hear nobody talk about Ian Book to me. Ian Book had the worst pro day. Oh, and one last pro day, Kyle Trask.
There he is. There he is. Before you get into it, I have to say it. Your 40-yard dash should not be my height. Okay? You can't run a 5.11. You can't find a 5.11, and you can't be my height in your 40-yard dash.
You lost weight. You ran a 5.11 and you lost weight. No. Outside of his terrible 40, I like the way he came in. He slimmed down. He looked more muscular. He actually has quick feet within a pocket. He throws great outside the numbers for what I see in his pro day. Mm-hmm. Great. But that arm strength down the field is not it. He lacks some arm, and I think a lot of times I've seen him throw. He doesn't necessarily drive off his back foot much at all. He actually, what's the word?
Uses his upper body.
He relies more so on his upper body strength. He doesn't come from the legs a lot. Mm-hmm. But the turns throwing outside of numbers, he's good. Throwing across them intermediate and short routes, he has it. But down the field, he struggles getting the ball downfield because he relies so much on his upper body strength. He doesn't throw from the waist down. I mean, from the waist up. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. That I was very impressed with the way he threw the ball, but down in the speed, 5.11, I can't. If he ran like a 4.8, 4.7, I might can work with. I think he probably, if he learns how to throw with his legs rather than his arm, he probably can improve more on throwing the ball downfield. But Trask was okay. I like what I said. I was actually impressed with Trask. but that speed is really was knocking him down. And coming into the pro day, he said that he wants to show everyone that he's not a statue. And I think he shows that throwing the football and moving around. He has quick feet, but that's not going to be good enough because now you have these edge rushers running 4.3s, 4.4s, 4.5. You're not getting anywhere. I don't care how quick your feet are. They're going to get you. So that's a cause for pause for me. A guy like Kyle Trask would have to go in a system like New England, Pittsburgh, guys that already, that has that system built around them that's fitted for their play style. Mm-hmm. But that's my assessment of all the quarterbacks that I've seen.
I liked it. Is there any chance any quarterback can take the number 1 spot from Trevor Lawrence?
No.
No?
No.
I feel like Zach Wilson. I feel like Zach Wilson's creeping. The Jaguars might be plotting over there. They might be thinking about it.
Jaguars, they didn't go to nobody's pro day. They stuck on Trevor, and they should be.
I don't know. Zach Wilson to me is so intriguing. Even one of his worst games that he lost to Coastal Carolina, the dude looks so great. It reminded me of Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Not as good, of course not. He didn't throw anything horizontal. But the point is that the team was falling apart around him, but he looked like a gem. He looked great. And the one interception came when he bombed it at halftime. He just wanted to throw a 55-yard bomb into the end zone, ended up getting picked off. That was his one pick. Outside of that, he had a 90-yard touchdown called back by a holding penalty. A lot of the things in that game does not show up on the stat sheet. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Anyway, what are you guys saying over here? ProTech laughing at your Ian Book take. Meyer was at Fields Pro Day. That's true. Do you think that Fields may be able to overtake with Urban Meyer, the Ohio State connection?
I believe Fields should go number 1 anyway. Me personally. Mm-hmm. I think he should go number 1, period. But no, I think that's who Urban Meyer should go with because he has ties. But, if they want to go Trevor Lawrence, I'm fine with it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is, he's what, 6'6", something like that?
They're put together, runs, throw it. It's everything you need with James Robinson. It's everything you need.
ProTech said, heck no. I don't know who. Got to give me more detail. I said a lot. So give me more detail. Asan Moore says, they are a joke of a team, Expert JK. Who are we talking about? Expert JK, what do you say? Niners are dumb, to be honest. If they draft Mac Jones. The Favre effect. Who's the Favre effect? It says Cams. I don't know.
Not so with Zach Wilson. I'm just not.
Ian Book was bad, bro. No cap. Ian Book can book it home. ProTech said that. ProTech got a kick out of your college point guard comment.
That's how he looks.
Which is why you should not be surprised. Davis was impressive throwing dimes in the rain. Ooh, Richard disagrees with your Davis take. Disagrees.
No, he definitely wasn't impressive at all, by no means.
We will definitely get more into the linebacker. Okay, ProTech says, trade up to 2, sell the farm, Zach attack Wilson. He wants to trade up to 2 to go get Zach attack.
If I trade up to 2, I'm taking Justin Fields. But if they did that and took Zach Wilson, I wouldn't be mad. But Zach Wilson definitely got to sit 1 year.
So he agrees that Zach Wilson number 1 pick, but he says heck no for Justin Fields number 1.
Nah, Justin Fields is definitely going to be the best quarterback in this draft. And y'all can at me on that, and I'll be right. But the thing with Zach Wilson is you have to sit him a year because he does not know anything. Matter of fact, if he came here, Ron Rivera will let him play. And he's going to let him make his mistakes. And he's going to make a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And then he'll get better. And then he'll be the quarterback that y'all believe in. But as far as him coming in, lighting it up, no.
Yeah, but I don't care about your year 1 when you're a quarterback. Your year 1 is absolutely irrelevant to me. And Peyton Manning, year 1, 5-11. He has the record for rookie amount of picks. I don't draft a quarterback for 1 year. All right, I don't care. Who's more important, okay? Tom Brady or RG3?
I mean,
right?
Tom Brady's more
RG3 had the first year was a phenomenal.
RG3 got hurt. That's the problem with him.
Oh, well, he had a lot more going on. You're right. The injuries was a big part. But
arrogant, but that
ego.
was more so Dan Snyder's fault for giving him that much power.
That's true. Dan Snyder was horrible in the whole situation. The fact that they try to make it seem like the Shanahans were bad. Like the Shanahans, we could be in the Super Bowl right now if we had Kyle Shanahan. Who knows what that would have been like. With that run game, with that offense, all this defensive talent, we would be something. Anyway, we are something, actually. I like what we're doing. But, sorry, I lost my train of thought. What we were saying, I don't remember.
Zach Wilson,
I don't draft a guy for 1 year. Zach Wilson could be the Pat Mahomes out of this draft. His arm talent is through the roof. Through the roof. The throwing on the run, he's so accurate. He's incredible. I love some Zach Wilson.
I mean, I'm not mad. If they moved up and drafted him at 2, I wouldn't be angry about it. They just messed up and they chose the wrong quarterback. But, I mean...
Justin Fields, you just love him.
No, I just know for a fact that he's going to be the best. I just know he is. Zach Wilson, he is going to make every mistake his first year in the book because he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. He hasn't been put under pressure. Ron is going to let him. I think we're the best situation for any quarterback drafted. But he is going to do what he did with Cameron Curl, Chase Young, Antonio Gibson. They all was trash in the beginning of the year. But they progressed. He let them play through their mistakes. He believed in them. And as a result of that, it lit a fire under them, and they took off. That's what Zach Wilson will have to happen with him. But I think in Zach Wilson's first big game, he'll fold like a folding chair. He's going to be terrible his first big game because he's never played in any of them.
Mm-hmm.
He needs that failure in order for him to succeed. He hasn't had that yet. So
he did play in a bowl game, and he played pretty well. But outside of that, that's fair. I feel like I'm getting like reverb or something. Hopefully the mic's okay for everybody. All right. What do we got here? Justin Fields is going to be a dog. I agree with you. Chris, Trevor, and Justin will fight for top QB in this draft class. Ooh, wait. What happened to your love with Zach Attack? ProTech, what up? Outlaw King says, what are your thoughts on Kellen Mond? Well, Chris gave some thoughts. My thoughts on Kellen Mond.
I'm starting to like
You're talking about footwork. Oh my goodness. I do not like his footwork in game. With the games I watched, I was not impressed with his footwork whatsoever. He threw all sorts of crazy throws. Not impressed. I did not like his back shoulder throw. He did not complete a single back shoulder throw, which is probably one of the most important throws in the NFL. So many quarterbacks make that throw, and Kellen Mond did not complete one that I saw in the games I watched, and they were way inaccurate. I saw underthrown balls. I saw late balls. I saw inaccurate throws. I didn't see a guy. I know we ran a 4.57, but I did not see a guy impress me with his legs for the lack of stuff that I was seeing through the air.
That's why I said the offense could possibly have been not
suited for him.
Yeah.
They beat Florida, which was awesome, but that running back Spiller, he might be a guy that we need to look at. I don't know if he's coming out this year, but next year, I know he's a running back, but I don't even remember his first name. Spiller was the first. He stuck out on film to me. When I was watching the game, Spiller was good.
Whoever gets Trey Sermon is getting the gym. Whoever gets Trey Sermon, a running back from Ohio State, they're getting a gym. Forget Najee Harris.
Oh, no. I'm never forgetting Najee.
No. I'm not saying forget him. Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, Trey Sermon can be the Antonio Gibson.
Maybe.
The whoever running back that chose late.
What do he run?
Oh, I don't know his 40 time.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding.
But the guy is made for NFL football. Whoever gets him, they getting a starting running back late, 1,000-yard rusher. Easy.
Speaking of guys that I was watching a quarterback, Davis Mills, okay? And somebody flashed on tape, and me and Chris have talked to him off camera, and we wanted to bring him up tonight. And I'm going to also make a video on him. Simi Fehoko, wide receiver from Stanford, flashed on screen. Okay, flashed. He made all sorts of great catches. He was wide open all the time. He caught great, like he caught pretty much everything that came his way that I saw, and I loved Simi Fehoko. What's up?
He wasn't wide open all the time. He was double covered, making.
Fair enough. He made incredible catches. All right, hold on. I'm going to get into that. But
Go ahead.
Yeah. What I was seeing on film, I assumed, because I hadn't heard anything about him, I assumed that he was a big, slow receiver. Because what he looked like a Maurice Harris to me. Okay? Like, he's a big dude. He's got good hands. But I assumed, since I wasn't hearing anything, that he was going to be slow. Just like Maurice Harris. Well, then I find out he's 6'4", 220, like you were about to say. And then he ran a 4.37 at his pro day. A 4.37. This dude, I want him, and I think he did have a few drops and a kind of a higher drop rate. 6 drops out of 60 catches. But the catches he was making were incredible. And I think that might drop him to the 4th round. And I think he could be a steal in the 4th round. What do you think about Simi?
Who cares if he's dropped that far? And he can work with Terry McLaurin. And like I said, Ron, whoever we choose, I don't care. Because Ron is going to develop them. That's one thing Ron knows how to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy that we've been looking for. A guy who goes 50-50 balls, that not only can do 50-50 balls, can catch in the double coverage. He runs a 4.3. At first, I was like, I like his how I like to say. But when I see him catch the ball and hit top speed so fast at 6'4", blow past like 3 defenders, I was like, that's the guy we need. 6'4", can go get it. Needs to learn how to sink his hips coming out the route, break the need footwork a little bit, needs to learn how to run better routes. That guy 6'4", runs 4. That's the guy we looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You said N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry don't run 4.3. N'Keal Harry can't catch like this guy. N'Keal Harry can't run routes like this guy. And then he caught one pass and then ran over some guy and injured him. He's a man amongst boys. That's the guy that we're looking for. Get him. You got Terry, you got Fayoko, Samuel, Kelvo, Adam Humphries, and Cam Sims. Let that be your starting core. That's what I want.
Yeah, he's an improvement over Cam Sims, which is nice because that's our big receiver last year, and I think he's an improvement over him if we went and got him. So I would love that guy. What are you guys saying about him? Micah Parsons going to be a steal. We'll see where he ends up going. Taking notes way past my prime. Trey Sermon's a beast. Hassan agrees with you. Isaiah Spiller. Thank you, DRG. I like him. Who ran a 4.57? I'm not sure. Oh, N'Keal Harry. We were expected to get a big wide receiver. We were still attached to N'Keal Harry, by the way. Yeah, well, Fayoko is way better than N'Keal Harry, and I would want to trade a 4th round for N'Keal Harry. We could get this guy in the 4th on a rookie deal. Give it. Send it. Cam's Amazing says, is he big enough to turn into a tight end? Not really. He's tall enough, but 220 is too small for a tight end.
What? I think he could, but
I guess he would have to gain like 15, 20 pounds to be able to block well.
It's the highest upside. You read pro text. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Zach has the highest upside, but Brody throws a ton of close calls in college level. Those throws will get picked off in the NFL level, but like Chris said, he will learn, he will get better.
That's why I say he reminds me of Drew Lock.
He reminds me of Drew Lock.
Same arm talent. I never said Drew Lock didn't have the talent. My
I
problem
Drew
is
Lock.
his decision making.
That made
Would I trade for Drew Lock? Yeah. But he's a turnover machine. You can't throw close calls at the next level.
Yep.
You can't. You got to be smart. That's my problem.
For sure. I don't know who this is. Maybe you do. Do you know who Pete Werner is?
Yeah, I think he's a linebacker from Ohio State, I believe.
Pete Werner. I'm going to write that down. I'll look into him myself. But I don't know who that is, to be very honest with you.
I believe he's a linebacker for Ohio State.
Okay. I will look for that name. I wrote it down. Thank you for the info. Sorry, I can't give you the details for sure. My 3 favorites, Jarris, Protech, and Tim. Well, thank you, Jared. Appreciate it. Expert JK says, who did you all think won the trade Niners, Dolphins, and Eagles? We said Dolphins definitely won it. Niners number 2, and then Eagles quote unquote lost it, but we're not saying that they're definitely lost it. It depends on who they draft. ESPN's is 6'4", 227. Not sure who he's referring to. Yeah, linebacker all Ohio State, and says straight dog. Protect likes him a lot. All right, yeah, I will look at him as well because, yeah, we definitely need linebackers. And I don't know where he's being drafted, but it can't be that high. I haven't seen his name too much. So I'll look at that one. Alrighty. Well, that seems like most of the comments for now. We'll come back to that. All right, now the question you guys were all been asking, and we're going to hop into it right now. Who is the Washington football team going to take at 19, or what are we going to do with 19? Chris, your thoughts. What are we doing at 19? What do we got?
I'm going to leave trading up, because trading up is not likely. But we're sitting at 19, and we're going to for sure choose at 19. You got two players.
Okay.
Because there's not that many players you can choose. Trayvon Moyrig, Terrence Marshall, and I'm Tevin Jenkins. Those are the three.
The tackle from Oklahoma State?
Tevin Jenkins, yes, sir. I hate Christian Darrisaw. I don't hate him, but I've been sold on two tackles in this draft late that are very sleepers: Jalen Mayfield and Tevin Jenkins. I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're gonna go tackle, Tevin Jenkins would be the guy. Trayvon Moyrig or Terrence Marshall for wide receiver.
I hate the receiver.
I understand that too. Terrence Marshall is going to Baltimore in the first round. DRG, mark my words.
Ooh. We'll see. We'll see where Terrence Marshall ends up going. But I hate wide receivers in the first round, so no, I do not want to go wide receiver at all. They're off my board. I don't want a receiver, especially when I see a Simi Fehoko in the fourth round. A guy like Simi Fehoko reminds me why I hate drafting first round receivers. He reminds me of that. It's like, oh yeah, I can go find beasts later in this draft, third or fourth round. I don't need a first round receiver. Okay, that's a big reason I don't like that. Now, who do I want? He mentioned it. I made a video on it. Trayvon Moehrig from TCU, the free safety, and he's been moving up boards. He's been mocked as a late round first for most of the offseason. He is climbing up the people's big boards. Talking about, I've seen him as high as the 16th best player in this draft. I think he might be even better. He did only run a 4.5 at his 40 because he apparently has a back that flared up. But this dude was shut down in the slot, whether he was on a slot receiver or a tight end, because he's 6'2", 200 pounds, so he's big enough to run and hang out with the big boy tight ends, and he's quick enough on his feet to hang out with the quick slot receivers. He has incredible hands as far as knocking the ball away. I love me some Trayvon Moehrig coming out of TCU.
I wouldn't be mad if they drafted him. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there, he's a must-get, in my opinion.
You draft him, your defense is already the best defense in the league. You draft him, it's a bad situation to have, but it's a good situation to have because you going to have to pay everybody. So it's great.
Yeah.
But him and Cam Sims, with their ability to be versatile, that's the best. That could be the best safety tandem in the NFL.
Oh, I completely agree. I think he's so good. 1,000%. But I'm just enamored by this dude. I must take, in my opinion.
I wouldn't mind us taking. I wouldn't mind. I still would rather take Caden Stearns, but I would not mind they took Trayvon Moehrig at all. Because now what you're essentially doing, your defense is good enough to carry your team to a Super Bowl this year. Even with your quarterback being Fitzpatrick. Mm-hmm. But I don't know the linebacker. Somebody said Zaven Collins in the chat. No. I am not a Zaven Collins guy. He should be a second rounder, not first. He's a two-year project at linebacker. He's not going to come in right. He comes in right away. He's going to make a lot of mistakes. A lot. He's going to cost you a lot. A lot.
I like Zaven Collins. And 19, I agree, is probably a little early. If it's between Moehrig and Zaven Collins, it's no conversation. And I would probably even like Caleb Farley, the guy you pointed out. Even the back scares the crap out of me. He's had 2 surgeries, and he didn't even play last year. Apparently it was a lifting accident or something, and he had to have 2 surgeries like months and months apart, maybe even 8 months apart. So that worries me. But I did like what I saw on tape from him. I still need to watch more, but I like Caleb Farley. But all right, I'm going to make a video on Zaven Collins. I've got my whole situation on Zaven Collins, but the dude's actually fast. I don't know. He didn't run a 40, I don't think. There was an interception that he got that was around the end zone, and he took off, and he left the quarterback in the dust. So he's got some serious speed. I like his length, 6'4", 260. Love his size. But I seen him miss some tackles. Ritter, I think, or Ritter, I think, from Oklahoma State. I want to say they played.
Desmond Ritter, the quarterback.
I think so. Yeah, the quarterback stiffed armed the bejesus out of him and left him in the dust. He did a Lamar Jackson, Landon Collins. And it was embarrassing. And I've seen him miss other tackles. A big problem I also have with him is that when he goes to face a block, he's strong. He's great. And he will knock that block off. But he completely forgets to watch the runner. And he hits the crap out of the blocker and lets the running back run right by him. So there's things that about him that...
Or he doesn't know how to contain.
I do think he needs to be coached up in some areas. I agree with you that there is a project aspect of him, but his size and his speed, somebody compared him to Brian Urlacher. He's not Brian Urlacher day one, but the intangibles are there to be coached up into one heck of a linebacker. So if Trayvon Merrick gets taken beforehand and we end up settling with Zaven Collins, I'm okay with a little bit of the project because I think he could be a through-the-roof kind of linebacker potentially, as long as they actually do play him at middle linebacker. I don't want an outside linebacker, okay? I want a middle linebacker from Zaven Collins, but there is definitely some big concerns I have with Zaven that makes me want to trade back and end up taking a Zaven rather than picking him at 19.
I'd rather take Cox in the second round of him.
There's some interesting linebackers. You guys just mentioned another one with Pete Werner. I'll look into him as well. And I agree. One of the reasons why I want to take Trayvon Merrick is I think the value in two big positions of need, being tackle and linebacker, the value is in the second and third round. Because an Eichenberg, a Mayfield, may even fall to round 2. If both of those guys are kind of gone, you could get a Walker Little maybe in the round 3. And then you just mentioned Jabril Cox may fall to round 3, or round 2, excuse me.
He's at round 2 right now.
I'm sorry, I meant falling to round 2.
I just don't want no Nick Bolton. No.
I have to look into Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton's interesting to me. He ran a 4.59, 5'11", 240. He's not the tallest guy, but I haven't looked in. He ran a 4.59.
That's not gonna get it done for me.
4.59 at linebacker is moving. That's fine, especially at 240. I mean, it's not the fastest linebacker in the world, but that's plenty fast to play NFL at the linebacker.
Like, I haven't seen Jamin Davis, but I've been hearing a lot about him at linebacker. And they mentioned Chad Surratt in the chat, and Protect mentioned Jabril Cox too. But I haven't seen Jamin Davis yet, but he's interesting.
I'm going to look into Jamie Davis as well. I have seen that name. I don't know what kind of linebacker he is either. I don't know if he's a middle linebacker or not. But I don't mind Dylan Moses in the third. There was problems that I had with him, and I still do. But
I think he's more so outside, though.
That might be true. He may be a nice combination with Cole Holcomb on the outside linebackers. We still would need a true middle. But I still like the intangibles there for Dylan Moses. He's super fast, 4.5 probably, even at his size. He's 6'2", 6'3", 240, I think. Like, he's a big boy moving. But he's another guy that's a project. He's not a guy that's going to step in day one and you fall in love with him. He's going to have to be coached up. But we have Jack Del Rio, Ron Rivera, 2 former linebackers. I think they could get him coached up, and I still would like him. So I think the value for tackle and linebacker are later, whereas I don't think you get the same value that you would get out of a Trayvon Merrick. I think he's leagues above. I know you love Caden Stearns. I know you do. But I am so enamored by Trayvon Merrick. I think he's leagues above every other safety in this draft, and I think the value is there. It's Trayvon Merrick, maybe Jabril Cox, Walker Little in the third, and you fill all 3 needs that you want. Because we still need a free safety.
Yeah.
What do you guys saying? Jamin ran a 4.4. Okay, Jamin Davis with an N. Okay, thanks. Let me correct that on my notes. Jamin Davis. All right, I will definitely. Kentucky, right? The Kentucky linebacker, right?
Think so.
Chaz Surratt. Isn't Chaz Surratt? He's from UNC, but isn't he more of an outside backer, like defensive end kind of dude? He's like an edge rusher kind of thing.
I think he's linebacker.
Well, I know he's a linebacker, but he's kind of like Brian Burns is a linebacker. Like he plays on the outside, rushes the passer more, right?
Maybe.
Only reason I would trade down is Quinn Miernes with Sheriff playing Kirk Cousins with the franchise tag. Oh, you want to take a guard? Absolutely not. That's not happening. No, thank you. I would rather see. Thing about guard. Okay, my take on guard is I don't draft guards. I don't want draft guards. I'll draft centers and I'll draft tackles, and then I will move those tackles to the guard position. Why? Because people put their best linemen at the college level at their left tackle. Their left tackle or right tackle, depending if you have a left-handed quarterback, whatever. But they put their best linemen at the tackle spot. And how the NFL works, and I'm not saying that no guard can work. I know Quentin Nelson played guard. I understand that. So I'm not saying it's impossible. All right? There's exceptions to every rule. This is just one of my rules, and there's obviously always exceptions. But you get the best talented college players out of the left tackle spot, and then you just move them on to guard. Just move them over. And you get a Sadiq Charles, he needs to move to guard. Brandon Sheriff, I don't know if you guys all know this, he was a left tackle at Iowa, okay? You move them to guard. You just take a nice big dudes with quick feet, good technique, and you move them inside, and they will be just fine, and even not just be just fine. I think they excel at that guard position.
No to Jeremiah Owusu. No. He's not a true linebacker. He's not a true middle linebacker. If you draft him, you still need a middle linebacker. Mm-hmm. You still need two linebackers if you draft them. You can't put him there. You would just have another safety on your roster, basically. Mm-hmm. I loved them in the beginning, but after everything that transpired now, we don't have room to try to experiment no more. So no to him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are you guys saying over here? Yeah, I'm not a fan of JOK. I made a video on JOK, and I was not pleased at all from what I saw. JOK is down my list. I would take Darisaw over JOK. JOK is down my list at 19. Because I think he has to move to strong safety. I just do. I know Darius Leonard, but he's the exception, not the rule. Okay, and I think he will have to be moved inside. I was not impressed. I know a lot of people are talking about his covering skills. I was not impressed with those. Slade Bolden, the slot receiver for Alabama, broke him off for 5 yards of separation on a whip route. Just completely lost him on a whip. Okay, I was not super impressed with his coverage. I was enormously disappointed in his effort. I saw him loaf on a ton of plays where I think he could have potentially made tackles, and he didn't seem like he wanted to get in there and get in the pile, make sure that they didn't get any extra yards. A lot of times he's just cheering on his teammates instead of actually getting in there and doing something about it. Yes, to me, his direct comp is Landon. He might be a little bit faster, but his direct comp is Landon Collins. And Landon Collins is a good player in this league, but he's not a pick at 19. Not whatsoever. And I don't want JOK. That's my thoughts on JOK. All right, what do you guys think? 48 solo tackles, 3 interceptions, 2 sacks last year. I guess you're talking about JOK? No, I don't know. No, you're talking about Jamin Davis. Yeah, I'll look into him for sure. Head Huncho, is here. Ono says small, 100%. Head Honcho says top 3 likely to fall to 19 projected high. Oh, is that a question? That's a good question. So who's the top 3 players, I guess, that are projected to go in the top 15 that may fall out of there and come to 19? That's
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith.
Micah Parsons because of character issues. And I would probably have to go with Jalen Waddle.
I liked the first 2. My third would be the Caleb Farley.
Oh, I'm thinking we just like giving like who would for sure drop or that possibly could for sure
Well,
drop.
he could
Yeah,
for sure drop
Caleb
because of his
Farley,
injury.
Caleb Farley could drop, and if he's sitting there, you take him. I don't care. The dude, you take him. Now, if you're a team that don't have no defense, you do not take him. But if you have a defense, you're established on defense, then you give this guy time to come in. You can bring him back on slowly.
Mm-hmm. And
Give
we
him
have
snaps
two
here and
starting
there.
corners that we
Exactly.
could do that. Yep.
Just bring him on slowly here and there. And then if the doctors tell you, okay, his back is good, then you start giving him more. But I mean, I definitely think Farley falls to 19. Definitely. Because there's too many questions about his back. But what's the next topic? Because I think we just went in on this one.
Oh, that's true. And we are just over an hour. So yeah, we'll finish the last one. And thank you guys for all hanging out. We got 23 people. Appreciate all of you that commented. I really appreciate it. And thank you for being here. But yeah, the last topic of the day is we got a quote from Heineke that said he's excited to compete with Fitz. Chris loves him some Heineke. I do too. I like Heineke as well. That playoff game, I mean, if you didn't love him after that playoff game, you have no heart. Screw you, ProTech. Just kidding. But all right, who's gonna win it? Chris wanted to ask who will win the Fitz versus Heineke battle.
Who will win? Who should win? What happened if this person wins? Taylor Heineke will win the job. If he wins the job, we're Super Bowl contenders. Here's why. One, the defense is going to carry us anyway. Mm-hmm. What Taylor Heineke is, what I know, he's not afraid of the big moments. He went up against Tom Brady, almost beat him. Mm-hmm. He's going to give 110% max effort when it comes to the playoffs. The players want to play hard for him. They rally around him. They even said they wanted him. Mm-hmm. And he can run out of the pocket. He's not going to make those ill-advised throws that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to make. He's also willing to push the ball downfield. All signs point to Heineke should be the starter. If we get Heineke in there, we're Super Bowl contenders because I believe that he can make – I mean, our offense is way better now, and the defense will be way better. The defense can carry, and Heineke can make enough plays with that offense to get us somewhere. With Fitzpatrick, oh my gosh.
The painful smile.
Because I always go back and forth with this because he's the kind of guy that we will make it to the playoffs and he will have this magical run and beat everybody he's not supposed to beat and possibly win a Super Bowl. Yep. He's that kind of dude that you just put him. And I'm thinking, what if Heineke gets hurt and we in like the NFC Championship game? He comes in and lights it up and takes us to the Super Bowl. He's that kind of a dude.
Yep.
I didn't have us making the playoffs this year, but once I seen our schedule, I was like, okay, no less than 11 wins. Anything less than 11 wins is unacceptable.
Okay.
Then I seen the Giants schedule, and their problem is it's going to be health more than anything. We have depth. So if somebody get hurt, we still got somebody that's not too much of a drop-off. And we got the best defense in football. So you let that defense carry you in. But as far as this competition goes, Heineke already knows the playbook off the back of his hand. He already has a rapport with receivers. He has the advantage. If Ryan Fitzpatrick wins, I'll be upset. But I still think we can win a lot of games with him. But there's going to be games we probably lose because of him. Mm-hmm. But if you start Heineke, one, you get the chance to see, can he actually be the future? If you don't draft the quarterback this year, if you do draft the quarterback this year, what if Heineke throws for 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks? That's your future. So you get a chance to see what he is.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what he is. We only see Heineke in one game. Well, it's only one way to find out. Play him. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also going to be determined in preseason too, not just in training camp. I think the preseason game is going to matter for Fitzpatrick and Heineke to who actually gets the job.
But I don't know how you didn't mention the GOAT Kyle Allen in that one. I'm just kidding.
He's irrelevant. He's irrelevant.
Head Honcho says, if Jimmy G did it, why not us? True. It's one game. What happens once he figured out, like Jalen Hurts was? He can't be figured out. He's Taylor Heineke. It's like, no,
This is the thing about that. I hate it when people ask that. What happened when you figure out? What happened when you figure out? Well, no quarterback gets figured out. Even if somebody figures you out, if you have a team around you, what do you want to do? Oh, you got me figured out. Okay, let me just go check it down to Antonio Gibson so he can take it and run for 15 yards. Let me check the ball down. Oh, you figured me out. Well, I'll just run the football by myself. Mm-hmm. You make the game simple for guys like that. That's why you bring in Curtis Samuel. Versatility. Give them the ball. Let them do the rest. Take that off of your quarterback. We have so many dual threat weapons. That's why Ron Rivera gets versatile weapons to take the pressure off the quarterback. So I hate that notion. What happens when he gets figured out? I have Terry McLaurin, a number one receiver on the other end. Or I can just take the ball and handle the freaking Antonio Gibson 20 times. And J.D. McKissick another 10 times. How about that? Now what you got? Oh, you think you got me figured out? Okay, let me play action. Oh, Terry, go deep. Curtis Samuel, go over your head. It's so many different. Logan Thomas in the middle. It's so many. I hate what happens when they figure you out. I don't want to hear that crap. They figured out Tom Brady already. You can't stop them.
Jared is on board with you. He says Chris has excellent points. Chris is on point right now. He is on board. DRG, how you feeling now? No, just kidding. You can't sit 12 million. Well, he's 10 million right now, but that's fine. I'm going to take Heineke. Come on, beer guy, says Protech. Cam's amazing, and hope to snatch him no later than 25. Who's that? If I see him dropping, I still trade out. Oh, Caleb Farley? I guess he's talking about?
No, I don't trade out. For what?
I don't know.
Who said that?
Cam's amazing.
Oh, I don't see him in here.
Oh, maybe he's talking about Merrick. Because he said I would go Darasol or Megan or Merrick or trade out, I guess.
I'm not going Darasol. No.
Yeah, I'm not going Darasol either. We need a top-notch linebacker. I want a top-notch linebacker.
I want Micah.
But oh yeah, Micah.
Well, Micah's so bad.
Who's the tight end 2 bros?
It might be Thaddeus Moss, to be honest with you, with the way they keep talking about him. Thaddeus Moss or convert Kelvin or AGG. That's what they look like they want to do. So
I would love a Tommy Trimble later, but he might go too early. I don't want him in the second. But if a Tommy Trimble is your last pick of the third or in the fourth, I would not be mad with Tommy Trimble as a potential tight end 1.
If I can get my hand on Pat
Freiermuth?
If they drafted Pat, boy.
What if we traded with the Jets and got the pick 23 and 34, and we could get Merrick and Freiermuth and Cox and Little and Newman or whatever quarterback, I don't care, Mills, Newman, Trask, Mond, whoever you want.
They want a vertical. They said he wants a vertical tight end. Pat is pretty much all around. He's not more so vertical. He's all around. So I bet you would probably go with a Braven Jordan. Somebody that's vertical. That's
I would take Tommy over Brevin. I would take Tommy.
But he's not ranked higher than Brevin.
I would take Tommy because he's a dual threat and he's got enough speed to break the top off in the tight end spot.
In the pass game, Brevin's better.
I agree.
And I doubt you would pass up on that. But I mean,
but tight ends need to do both.
I thought about us. Maybe they try to trade up for Kyle Pitts.
No shot.
Because we posted his little workout or whatever. That was the surprise to me that we actually did that.
Thaddeus's daddy was kind of okay, right?
What?
Like he was joking. Of course he's. I'm feeling my needs. I can wait on Farley at 25. Yeah, I would not mind trading back for Farley.
He could not wait for Farley. Farley would go to Tennessee. He would go to the Colts. Farley would go. He would go. Y'all tripping. Farley would go quick. If it starts to hit those late, that Farley would go.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with this though. Because of the surgery, if you take him at 19, you're really risking. I feel like I don't know. Like, it's tough. It's tough. And we're not desperate for a corner. We would like a third corner, but we're not
I
desperate.
think they're going to go Trayvon or tackle.
I hope we go Trayvon. Trayvon Merrick.
But with all the tackle depth, they probably go Trey.
Protex says, I want baby Gronk.
I wouldn't be mad if we got him. I really wouldn't.
I'm thinking tight end as early as third. I would like a Tommy Tremble in the third. And there's some interesting other tight ends that I think you can get later, like the kid from
Hunter
Duke.
Long.
Yeah, Hunter Long, right? That's the kid from Duke. Maybe you can get him in the fourth or something. I don't know. Whatever we do, I want to get value. That's my most important thing in the draft is get value, and we've done that.
Get the best player at the position.
Right. Well, get value is what I'm saying for each one. Basically, what you're saying is best player at the position. So whatever value drops to you, I'm not mad about it because two things: you're getting a high value guy, and secondly, a guy that just fell has a chip on his shoulder. Like if he's projected a second and we get third. Get him in the third. Like he's gonna have a chip. Like I should have gone earlier than this. So I like getting value in both spots.
I wish we had Kyle Smith right now because this would be so easy.
I'm with you.
I think when you look at your needs, and free safety is definitely a big need, and that guy's just sitting there looking you in your eye, and you need to fill that need. Why wouldn't you take Trayvon Moyer? Like, why wouldn't you take him?
He's so good.
Because you put him on that defense. Your defense is carrying you, especially if they stay healthy. Your defense is carrying you wherever you go. You have a chance in every single game. No team should be favored by a large margin over you. You just shouldn't, because you're going into every game with the best defense. Every game. Because it's either our tackles are not that bad that we have right now. So just go, like I said, Alex Leatherwood in the second, maybe. Liam Etchenberg in the second, maybe. And start them. I'm with you right now. Let's just take Trayvon at 19.
First time we agreed. Write it down.
Because
keeping Schweitzer, he was a beast. I don't know if you would say he was a beast. He was a capable guard. That's fine. Free safety isn't a huge need, but we could definitely use a starter because Shaz stays hurt.
It is a huge need. It is. Did you see how many times they had to move Cameron Curl from freaking back and forth?
Two words. Troy Apke.
J.J. Everett. Jeremy Reeves. They targeted that side the whole time. If you think of this, let's think of it this way. On Kendall Fuller's side, I have Trayvon Moyer. You're not going over there. On William Jackson's side, I have Cameron Curl. You're not going over there. You're going to have to come in the middle. That's why I say we need a slack corner. You're not going on those two sides. You're not. William Jackson is locking down his man. That's going to elevate Kendall Fuller's game to an even bigger level with Trayvon over there. You're not going over there. You can't throw against us. You get linebackers, you're probably not going to run against us because we get Matt Ioannidis back, who takes on double teams and beats them consistently. Now you got Deron Payne coming through, Chase Young coming through, Montez. Then let Jonathan Allen get some, Tim Settle get some. And then God forbid if we figure out a way to get Kerrigan back. No, free safety is a big need. You get him, you're not doing nothing against that defense. That defense could be a dynasty. You do that in a heartbeat.
Let's go.
Trayvon at 19, put it down, bring him in. It's over.
And all right, we're gonna get out of here. But to answer the final question, I think Fitz will be the starter. I think he'll win the job. But it would be fun to watch Taylor Heineke. But anyway, thank you guys all for hanging out until the end. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate all the new subscribers. We hit 800 on the channel today. We're having a blast. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to make some videos for you guys for tomorrow, and we'll have it for the rest of the time. And we'll be back here next week. Also, go check out on the Worthpath channel if you haven't already. I was on his channel yesterday. We had a good talk. I like Corey. Corey's a good dude. And, yeah, so thank you for hanging out. And until next time. See ya!